Hello beautiful people, and welcome to my 111 portal video. I am re-recording this because I am soon to be traveling, so there will be a little bit of a change of scenery and change of schedule, so I'm pre-recording this prior to the flight, and I will be releasing this on 111 portal, so you have it exactly ready when the time occurs. We are going to be tuning into the energy of the 1-1, the first day of the first month of the year number 10, which simplifies to number 1. So there are a lot of energies of new beginnings, and also 111 comes together as a tree, which is a co-creation, and we are entering into the new year 2026 with moon in the sign of Gemini, which actually is associated with the third house in astrology, the natural in the natural zodiac, starting with Aries. Gemini, of course, is the third house, so number 3 is also like connected to Gemini, even though number 3 is actually Jupiter, which is all about expansion. So that's very interesting, and we're going to have a lot of things going on throughout 2026. This is not my prediction for 2026 video. I am going to record something with my husband Aaron when we have time. We were hoping to record it prior to going to the States, but we kind of ran out of time, so we just see if we can record something while we're there. If not, we will record something in January when we come back. But yes, this video is more card pool and just tuning in intuitively. But just the main headlines, everybody knows that of course we will have all these major shifts going on in astrology. We already got a taster with the Saturn and Neptune in Aries, Uranus in the sign of Gemini, and now everybody will be moving back to these signs at the beginning of the year. Neptune is in January, Saturn in February, then they're going to have the conjunction on the 20th, also on the 17th of February, which is the first solar eclipse in Aquarius we will be experiencing, with the node still in Virgo Pisces, but we're already going to have a first solar eclipse in the sign of Aquarius. On the same day, we will enter into the year of the fire horse. Fire is all about purification. The horse is all about freedom. So this is a huge year for us that we're entering into. And also the nodes are going to be shifting into Aquarius and Leo in July. So there's so much going on, and alongside with all of that, we have Chiron moving into a sign of Taurus. So the key is going to be grounded in this Taurus archetype, which is all about creation of a new foundation. So once again, going back to the January 1st, we are entering into this year with moon in the sign of Gemini, which is all about timelines. And with Uranus moving back into the sign of Gemini at the end of April, we are going to start seeing the acceleration of the timelines that we started tuning into in 2025, which was the year of endings, the year of introspection, the hermit, and now we are going ahead because the number 10 is all about the reset. It's the wheel of fortune, and it consists of the number 1 and 0. A lot of people are just focusing on the 1, but don't forget the 0, because the 0 is this infinite potential. It is the unlimited void, the void of the universe, from which you can choose whatever you want. So once again, moving into this new year with moon in the sign of Gemini is very telling. It means that it depends on what you choose. It depends on what you tune into, which you will then accelerate manifesting and experiencing as we go deeper into 2026. And all these planets will move into their new signs. Chiron will move into the sign of Taurus. Also, Jupiter will be moving into the sign of the Leo, right? Where everything is created is the sign of creation, the sign of childlike innocence. Of course, eventually we'll have Jupiter conjunct the south node, just as Pluto will conjunct the north node, but this is not, I believe it's in 2027, but the Jupiter south node might even be at the end of 2026. I didn't check, but either way, they are going to have a conjunction. And yeah, this is really profound. It is really, I feel a lot of expansion with regards to the year 2026. I feel that this the split of consciousness is going to be accelerated, as many of us have been tapping into this new way, this not necessarily embodying it fully and living it on daily basis, but we are already tapping into this different way of living, which is not so oriented outwards. The outer reality not as much defined our inner world and how we experiencing that which is happening around us. It is more focus inwards, and the world that we are experiencing is created inside, not just being in constant response and reaction to what's going on out there in the world and with politics and economy and financial systems and medical systems and all these other things, even though we are still interacting with all of these realities, of course, because we are still in a human form, having a human experience. It is not about, spiritually bypassing or anything, but there is a different energy. And I know that for me personally, this is something that I've been experiencing in my little microcosm, like it's like not even learning to understand, but like being more and more aware and present with this new energy, this new way of being, which is very different even here in Puerto Vallarta. I mean, I'm in Puerto Vallarta at the time of recording this. I will not be on the 1st of January. I'll be in the US. But even here, like, it's just this time experiencing this place is very different, because it's much less engaging with the outside, and like it's just interesting, because like could be anywhere it doesn't have to be Mexico, but it's just there is so much focus on the inner. And I feel that especially the first few months of 2026, it will be like that, just like it was in the last year, 2025. I know I mentioned it in my 1-1 video back then, that the first few months of 2025 were more like an introspection and tuning into what will be released and worked on and stuff. And at the end of the day, we are entering the year with still a bit Capricorn, which is the initiation of the final square, right? Capricorn to Aries, because the astrological year will reset with the Aries season in March. So we have things to still complete, even though we will be technically in 2026, but there are still things to complete. Neptune at the beginning of 2026 still is in the sign of Pisces on that analytic 29 degree. Saturn is still in the sign of Pisces, moving closer to the analytic 29 degree. Uranus is still retrograde at the beginning of 2026, but will station direct, I believe, in February. And then Jupiter is still retrograde until March, until after the eclipses. So slowly, we will start gaining the forward momentum, but that's why I feel like until March it will be still potentially reminiscence of the past, starting trying to still culminate that energy that resurfaced and became present with us throughout 2025, which was all about like, okay, is this still in resonance? Does this still hold a meaning? And I feel from the Aries season onwards, and especially once Uranus moves back into the sign of Gemini at the end of April as the ruler of Pluto at the moment, being in Aquarius co-ruler, because of course Saturn is a traditional ruler. So Saturn will be in Aries after February 20th in a new phase conjunction with Neptune in Aries. The conjunction is on that anaretic 0 degrees, which is again is telling the same thing. You can choose whatever you want. You can create whichever reality you want, but of course that sounds better than it sounds great, but it's not so easy to actually feel it in our being, feel it in our body. So that's why Jupiter being in a sign of Cancer, it's amplifying everything that we are attached to consciously or unconsciously, which is limiting us, which is like, okay, well, but this is who I am, so I cannot be that because this is who I am. This is okay for someone else, or it's possible for someone else, it's not possible for me because I'm so attached to this identity of being someone who can't do it or something. So that's what I feel like once Jupiter goes direct in March, things will start even more feel because Cancer, like, okay, we're moving forward now, we're going somewhere. So if January, February, it still feels like bleh, nothing's happening, everything is the same, just have patience, I suppose. And I'm telling myself as well, have patience, because we still are in the final month of the former astrological year, of course, until February 17th, still in the year of the snake, right? Lunar year of the snake, we still shedding the skin. So after February, after the eclipses and after Jupiter stations direct, Jupiter as the core of the North Node currently still in the sign of Pisces, things will start slowly but surely going forward and feel different. That's the difference, I think, feel different. And then, from the end of April, when Uranus re-enters the sign of Gemini, we will really start feeling the acceleration of manifestation of these timelines that we said yes to in 2025. Like, well, this is no longer a preference. I want this now, right? So anyway, so I feel it's going to be a very interesting year. I have no doubt it's going to go very fast, just like 2025 did. A very, very fast year. It just went in a blink of an eye. But at the same time, I feel for me personally, there's been so much that happened, like such a huge ground got covered, even though, yes, like it's gone very quickly, and like I said, where did it go, 2025? But when I look back of how much I personally gone through, and I'm sure it's the same for everyone, how much has been condensed in that 2025, there's been so much, like so much has taken place. So I have no doubt 2026 will be the same, and especially past July, because that's when we'll have the nodes in the new signs, Aquarius and Leo. So we will have a lot of fire and air energy next year, which is all about masculine energy. So it's about the forward momentum going forward. So that's why I feel this is gonna be a quick year. So anyway, I'm gonna stop there with my little monologue, and I'm going to go to the cards. Actually, I just realized I don't have my booklet for white light, so just a moment. Okay, here we are. So I have this one deck, the White Light Oracle from Alana Fairchild, which I like using when working with the portals. However, as if you watch any of my portal videos, her descriptions are super long. So I do use this booklet still for this particular deck, just to get some information from there, but I'm going to mostly interpret the cards by myself. But for this particular deck, I do refer to the booklet. So this is why I had to pause the video to go and grab my other phone where I have the PDFs. So anyway, let's just go. Okay, 111 portal of the year 10 of the year 1, the reset. So what is the energy that this portal is bringing through for us as a potential for this year of changes, right? The reset, the new beginnings, the magician year, where you can manifest any reality you wish as the Fool, starting a new journey. So let's see. All right, what is the energy of the year number 10, 2026? Okay, we have a jumper. It was quite... Okay, Perfume of Sophia. I have a feeling this card already came out, and it's the number 12, which is interesting because, of course, 12 is the Hanged Man in a tarot, and also is associated with Neptune. But the number 12 is also kind of like ending, because we have 12 months in a year, 12 signs in the zodiacal wheel, 12 houses, you know. So 12 kind of like, to me, it's like, okay, something's ending here. Also 12, then when put together, it's number 3, which is about the creation. The 111 day, the 111st of January 2026, 111 day adds up to number 3. So what are we creating? Because things are ending. And Perfume of Sophia, of course, Sophia always is associated with wisdom, right? Wisdom. So using our wisdom, like whatever the information learned, to put into practice through discernment, like becoming wise. So we are ready. I feel what is really coming to me with regards to this card is like, we graduated, we've already gone through so much as a humanity, and now it's like the universe, especially once Saturn moves into Aries, Neptune moves into Aries, the universe is giving us the, the thing that you control the horse with, and saying, okay, now you can do it. You can do it. You've proved yourself, with the Virgo energy. You've tried and you learned enough to now the reins, right? The reins of which is interesting because reign, of course, in I think it's in Spanish, right? It's reina, it's the queen, right? So yeah, you are starting to be in charge, like really, like the universe is granting us the permission to create our reality, because we much wiser. Our soul is very wise. Like we are much wiser than we think, just considering this, whatever year, how many years you lived on this planet in this incarnation, your soul is wise beyond these years. So now we are ready to create something different. So that's what I feel with this card, but I'm gonna just read the main description. And then we have the magnetism of Eros. I know I pulled this card again, and that is a number 1. So through love, through collaboration, co-creation, we are creating, this is kind of like this endless spiral, right? It also kind of, I don't know, it kind of it's somehow, it connects me to womb, like creating something from the void space, the magnetism of Eros, love, like what are you attracted to, what you desire, where is your heart pulling you towards, because of course the Leo is about passion as the opposition to Aquarius. So okay, let's have a look about just the main description, because there are a lot of that the author Alana Fairchild says about each card, but I'm just going to go to the first the first segment. The perfume of Sophia, you will be able to sense the best timing and approach to take to create space for healing and resolution. Connect to your body and ground yourself in the here and now with body-friendly practices. You will find your way intuitively and instinctively, even though confusing circumstances where one moment you are sure the answer is no and then the next moment you are sure it is yes. Give up trying to figure the answer out right now and remain open with positive but relaxed expectation that clarity shall emerge spontaneously according to divine timing. Trust that your question about your life will be answered. Yeah, it says there is a danger in trying to force knowledge. So yeah, everything is about the divine timing and developing practices required to see us through times when we cannot know something. Yeah, so just like reading that part about the card, exactly, our soul is wise beyond the years, but we don't always we have an access, but we don't always feel like we have an access to all that wisdom and knowledge, so we're seeking it outside of us. We are looking for advisement from someone else, somewhere else, from AI and stuff, but nobody actually knows you better than you know yourself. All the answers, like the cliche goes, are hiding within you. And we are entering into a year. I mean, like I said, don't forget the zero, right? People are just focusing on the one, on the magician, but don't forget the zero. The zero is still part of the 10. So there is a lot of unknown. There is a lot, we just have to be the fools to trust that, my inner contact compass is going to take me exactly where I need to go, because we don't know where we're going, right? We are literally starting somewhere completely new. We're going somewhere completely different with the Saturn in Aries, Neptune in Aries, Uranus in Gemini, the timelines. It could be anything you want. So that's what I mean, just like what I began this video with, the consciousness. There is a split in the consciousness, and some people will become more and more comfortable with the unknown and in with the discomfort of not knowing, where the ego wants to know, it wants to control, it wants to protect, it wants to predict, right? But we will become more and more in acceptance with what is and what we don't know, right? So yeah, I feel that, the Sophia, the wisdom of the earth, the wisdom of yourself, of your soul, that is guiding you. But the brain doesn't need to know, because obviously it tries to talk us out of it, because it's like, well, this is unknown, it's dangerous. The inner protector and inner saboteur and all the rest of it. So yeah, that's what I feel like, looking at things from a different perspective. The number 12, right? The hangman, looking at it from different perspective, which is allowing for the expansion, like North Node being in Pisces, Neptune, the hangman being Neptune. So nothing is what it seems, but in a sense, allowing for it to be anything, we create the space for anything to be created, right? With the number 3, which is Empress, a new earth, a new form to be created. So anyway, yeah, the perfume, you can't catch it. You cannot catch it, perfume. You just smell it and then it's gone, right? So it's like that, it will come like that, like it's here and then it's gone, and then you wait and then it comes back and reassures you, or the direction changes, right? It's gonna be interesting, and I feel there will be more and more of that when we are like, oh, I don't know where I'm going, and eventually the clarity will come, especially once, the retrograde planets go direct and past their shadow. All right, let's see about this number 1, the Eros. I know that this card came up at some point last year, throughout 2025. Magnetism of Eros. Trust in what your heart yearns for without concern about how it will manifest. Take steps toward that which moves your heart. Reach out for what your soul wants and needs. Allow yourself to be vulnerable, for only then can you be truly held. With that approach, out of reach or unavailable to you is closer than you realize. Yeah, our soul fascination. The magnetism of Eros is our soul's fascination with that which appears different and calls to us at the deep level. This soul deep attraction inspires us to remain open, be passionate, and willing to engage with life, other people, and new revitalizing pathways and practices that inspire us. It keeps us moving on our authentic life path, living by the call of our heart. This oracle indicates that your heart is being called to a particular path or way in life. It may not make logical sense, but to honor the call of the heart is to honor the needs of the soul. The call of the heart can lead you into unknown and intriguing territory. It can feel liberating, but also unsettling. So, as you let go of known worlds and reach for the unfamiliar, following such a path will bring a fresh influx of energy and expand your understanding of yourself, your life path, and your higher purpose. It is meant to be. Okay, I'll leave it at that. So yeah, this will be a year, I mean, especially once Jupiter moves into the sign of Leo at the end of June, where the hard expansion, of course, Jupiter through Gemini, I already said, it was helping us to master our mind. So the mind is not fully in control, you know, it has a role, but it's not in control. Now we are mastering our emotions. So our emotions are not running the show like, you know, like a toddler, but like understanding the emotion rather than being like a slave to our emotion. And once Jupiter moves into the Leo at the end of June, it will be about expansion of the heart, right? Like being more heart-led. So there we go. A lot of unknown ahead. Okay, we're gonna see about the portals, the oracle of portals, the 111 portal, 111. What portal wants to speak? Okay, other world, 21 this time. We had the 12 and this is a 21, but same thing, right? The unknown. The unknown. So here we have 21. 21 is also the world card, right? Which is all about completion, culmination. And you can see the other world, the unseen world, which is becoming more and more present in our everyday reality, coming more online. So the other world, and I mean, the veils are always thin at the portal times. Of course, this will be right before the full moon in Cancer, which is on the 3rd of January. So we're entering into the new year with full moon in Cancer. And here we have the other world speaking to us, wanting to connect with, because like from, you know, what I remember, like only like such a 0.1% of what, you know, what we can see is what there is, right? So there's so much we can't see. We are constantly surrounded by things we can't see. We can't, you know, like pick up on with the 3D senses, right? So I feel that this is a year, you know, where again 21 graduation, we are ready to connect more deeply and engage more closely with the invisible realms, the other worlds, right? Bringing in these energies. And then at the bottom is birth. This is crazy. That's pretty crazy. I'm getting goosebumps. So this was number 12 and this is number 1. And here we got number 21. And here we got number 1, the birth, because we birth in a new earth, which includes all of this, right? And it's heart-led, where we don't know. We just follow the heart. We don't know where we're going. We don't know, right? Like the mind wants to control, but the one is kind of like the mind will be put on a back burner, like, you don't need to know. Just don't worry about it. But obviously how to embody this feeling, you know, and be okay with it. This is where, you know, this work comes online, like how we regulate our nervous system, like that card was saying, through the healthy practices, like meditation, breathing, you know, being in nature, right? So number 1, the number 3 and the number 1 again, the magician. We are co-creating a new earth. And also you can see the earth is helping us. It's supporting us, right? So connecting to both worlds, the inner earth and also the invisible realms, will be much more connected, feel connected, and much more attuned to these frequencies. Okay, I pick up a deck, which might not make much sense, but somehow it makes sense to me. It's the Angels and Ancestors. I don't usually use this deck for portals, but as we are entering into a new year, I'm sure that it always comes handy to have some advice or words of wisdoms from the Angels and Ancestors. So let's see what the Angels and Ancestors wants to speak or tell us for the 111 portal, entering into a brand new year, what we are to know. All right, so trader, exchange energy and create abundance, giving and receiving, she-wolf, the transformation, unleash the wild within. Yeah, so this card I know came up again before, and we can see the full moon behind her. Like I mentioned, we have the full moon in Cancer on the 3rd of January, and we had all this phrase, right? 3rd of January, which is illuminating to us, now with Jupiter in Cancer, still retrograde, illuminating to us, where did we play small? Where did I not allow myself to be someone else, to play this role that I want to play, but rather I adopted the role of what everybody else told me to be, right? Like I agreed to, like, okay, you think this is who I'm, okay, I'm gonna be that then. But more and more people are feeling dissatisfied, discontent in their life because they feel like, well, you know, I don't feel like I'm living my best life, you know. So we're going through the process of transformation when we shedding the skin, and also there is the wolf, you know, the wolf, the sigma, the wolf, the alpha, you know, the wolf is okay to be part of the pack, but if the pack is not in alignment, then the wolf is happy to be on his own. So not trying to fit yourself into the group, which you feel like I have to play a masquerade, I have to suppress my authentic expression because otherwise I can't fit into this group. So it's like, no, first I allow myself to be myself, and then I attract people who will accept me the way I am, right? And then we can grow together. And yeah, the trader, the exchange of the energy, giving and receiving, being open, yeah, being open to what comes. And also, like, we always giving, you know, just by being alive on this planet, we giving. But I've been more conscious about the exchange of energies that's going on, and also saying no to the things that you don't want, you know, that you don't want to trade. Like, you know, like there are people, there are connections in our life where we are connected, you know, like they say you know, the connection is based on trauma, technically, right? We are connected to people in our environments based on the trauma. We have similar traumas and stuff. So it's, again, do I want to keep trading with you just because we share the same trauma or something, and then we kind of keep stuck in the same loop? So that's what I feel, because these cards came together. So yeah, the giving and receiving, absolutely, you know, it's all about balance. But also, do you still want to keep trading with people where the only connection you have is just like, yeah, we share the same commiseration or something? Because when you decide, I don't want to be this person anymore, I don't want to play victim anymore, I want to grow and expand and be my own person, I don't want to play any of these roles anymore, this, you know, like victim, martyr, and this tyrant and savior, you know, the hero. Like, I don't want to be any of this, I just want to be free to be myself, right? So then we decide, okay, well, you know, namaste, I don't want to trade with you anymore, we don't need to play these roles to each other, I want to trade different things with different people. And then at the bottom we have the fire guardian, ignite your passions. That's again connected with this one, the eros, right? Follow your passion, follow your heart, follow your fire, ignite your passion, the angel of fire. And this, I feel, is the fire horse. So from February, especially the eclipse season, right? Because we entering into fire horse year with the Aquarius eclipse. Last year, we entered into the year of the snake with new moon in Aquarius. It wasn't an eclipse, but it was a new moon in Aquarius. Now again, the Aquarius. So the Aquarius is liberating us. It's helping us to break the pattern, the trauma loops, right? The connection with each other, which is trauma-based, which is just keeping us all stuck in the same place. We can purify that, we can heal from that, we can let it go, we can release it, you know, as ashes, you know, which will become the fertilizer for the new expression, right? So with the fire horse, and horse is all about freedom, Aquarius is all about freedom, liberation, breaking the pattern. Fire horse is happening on an Aquarian eclipse, the solar eclipse in Aquarius. So this is all connected, right? We no longer have to trade the same old things, because now we are becoming revealed it, you know, like reviled it. We are allowing ourselves to be who we came here to be. And we are igniting the passion, because the heart will guide you to what, you know, what you're passionate about. We know how it feels, right? When you're doing something that you really enjoy, and then you're doing something that you really don't want to do. Like, I mean, you know the difference. So that's pretty much what I feel with regards to that. Okay, now I have this cosmic crossroads, because I feel with the Gemini moon, entering into the year with the Gemini moon, there will be a lot of crossroads. I mean, with Uranus in Gemini, you have, you can have as many choices as you want. Literally, it's just a matter of frequency, right? Because Uranus, Aquarius, matter of frequency. The higher the frequency, the more options, right? When the frequency is low and we feel sad or depressed or desperate or something, our options are limited. We only feel very few options, like, okay, it's this or that. But the higher the frequency, the more the options, because suddenly when I open my mind, when I'm in a good place, right, when I'm happy, then suddenly everything is possible. A happy person, everything is possible. There's no limit, right? So that's what I feel like. Okay, there will be a lot of options presented that are in alignment with the frequency, and I am in charge of my frequency because I have a power to change how I feel if I focus on it, right? So let's see about this cosmic crossroads. Cosmic crossroads, what is the guidance? Okay, we have a jumper again. I mean, you can't make this poo up. Look at that. Eclipse and horse, and this looks like a firing. So yeah, movement number 26, which is the number 8, right? The things are going to start manifesting very quickly. 26, I mean 2, partnership, 6, harmony, but 8, right? Number 8 is all about manifestation. It's the Saturn number, Saturn and Jupiter. Manifestation, amplification of that which you put in, right? It's kind of like a reward for your hard work. So with the fire horse, this is what what I've been feeling. This year is gonna be very quick, things are gonna move quickly. So like we might feel like, oh, I have no idea, and for me included, I have no idea how am I going to get from here to where I wanna be or where I wanna go, or how I wanna feel or whatever. But I feel as long as you follow your heart and you put the one foot in front of the other, allowing something other than the mind to guide, because the mind will just tell us what is and isn't possible based on the past, the limitation of the past. And I don't want to live in my past, I want to live a different life, move towards something more expansive, more enjoyable, more joyous. So yeah, here you got it, the horse, and it looks like he's on the snow. The purity, right? Like, I mean, winter season, the purity, the fresh fallen snow, there are no footsteps on it yet. So yeah, the Aquarius new moon is always about conception. Aquarius, conception of your freedom, of that new version of yourself, which we are entering into the year with full moon in Cancer. So there's the illumination of who I were and who I maybe no longer want to be. Like, I'm just completely going to change my everything, right? And with the fire horse, all of that can happen very quickly. The fire horse also ignites the desire for freedom, the desire for authenticity. So it's like this, right? Yeah, the abundance. Like, I mean, who would voluntarily say, oh no, I just want to be poor, I just want to suffer, yeah, I just, I don't want to be happy. Like, what do you mean? I prefer to be unhappy, I mean, who thinks like that? Like, nobody thinks like that. Everybody wants to be free and abundant and joyous and be allowed to be themselves and do the things they love, but how many people actually feel they can, right? So yeah, here we go, movement. There will be a lot of things happening, and they will be happening quickly, and the eclipse is probably going to initiate that. So that's what I feel like. January, probably gonna go fast because of the January blues, but I don't think there will be crazy amount of things happening personally. I could be wrong, but coming the eclipse season, and Saturn back in Aries, and Saturn-Neptune conjunction, and then of course the Virgo eclipse, which is on a free, number 3, we had the number 3s, free portal, we have the Virgo eclipse, and then slowly but surely edging towards this Aries season, and then Uranus moving back into Gemini, with by then Jupiter direct. Things are gonna start moving quickly, and here we got the truth. Okay. The truth is going to come to the surface, right? The truth sets you free. And it's a number 4, the foundation. Speak your truth, your personal, authentic truth into creation, into manifestation of the life that is in alignment with that. If you don't express yourself, if you don't speak your truth, then how do you want to create a life that is true to you? Then if it's suppressing our own truth and not speaking it, then we're still just going to be attracting the things we're convinced about, which are usually not truth. you know, especially if they come from someone else. There's a tiger, you know, being brave and courageous, you know, being free to speak your truth, being free to move past the limitation of your past, past the limitation of the trauma loops, right? And this is number 4, new foundation, 4, Saturn. So we have a 8 and a 4. So I really feel this Saturn in Aries, Neptune in Aries, and the conjunction at the end of February. Yeah, a lot of people, and however that's going to play out on a microcosm, will be forced to start speaking for themselves, will be forced to start standing up for their truth. Because with the 4, you know, with the Saturn, it could be restriction, right? And I mean, 4 is the Cancer house. So it's about like, no, you know, I don't feel safe, you know, to be in the box anymore, like too limiting. So anyway, so that we got the crossroads. Then we're gonna do the destiny, sacred destiny. Let's see about the sacred destiny. There's one deck that is really like nagging me in my head. Maybe I'll go and fetch it. All right, sacred destiny. What is the? Okay. Few flipped, but we got diligence. Okay, very Saturnian. Sacred destiny. What is the message for 2026 on the 111 portal? What are we getting? Is there anything that we should know about? Okay, we've got a jumper. Potential. This card comes up like almost every time I use this deck now. There is a lot of potential. Yeah, a lot of potential to be realized, a lot of potential to be manifest. But I mean, it's all in a void. You can see it's all in a void. It's all hiding there underneath, right? So there's the potential, and then at the bottom, going forward. And then is courage, right? Courage and delight. Yeah, having the courage. Yeah, there's a lot of fun, potential to create a life of delight, right? Like the bird that is free, right? The bird is free. Delight, life of delight, blue skies, singing birds, right? Almost like the horse. And there is a lot of potential for that. We just have to have the courage to take the step forward, you know, one step at a time, even though it could look choppy. You know, it doesn't always look good. Like, oh yeah, you want me to go into that? No way. You know. But perhaps it doesn't have to be so hard. You know, we can see the fog. We don't know where we're going, again, clarity, but there is a light. Light is guiding you. You know, your inner passion, your inner heart is guiding you where you need to go. So just have courage to follow it, because there is all this potential of the universe waiting to be manifest, to create the light of delight. All right, so that's that one. I'm gonna go and fetch the other deck because it's really on my mind, so I need to go and get it. Okay, take 3. That's the second pause. So I got the deck. It's the Mystical Shaman from Colette Burnrate and Dr. Aloldo Violdo, I think it's his name, or how you pronounce it. In any case, yeah, I usually use this deck together with the Angels and Ancestors, because it's kind of like, right, Angels and Ancestors, like Earth, Mystical Shaman, Earth, right? So I don't know, but I felt like, oh, should I use this deck? Should I not use this deck? But I thought I don't want to use too many decks. But now I'm like, all this, it's in my back of my mind, like you need to go and get the deck, you know? So let's see what is the message from the Mystical Shaman, who really wants to speak, really wants to speak. So let's see. What's the message then? What is the message for the 111 portal? What is the, okay, we have Council. This looks to me like the Galactic Council of the Light. And that's the number 11. So, okay, Council wants to speak. So let's hear what they want to say. Council wants to speak, number 11. Okay. Owl, the wisdom. Wisdom of the ancestors, number 39. What is that? Number 12. Again, it's gonna come from within. I don't think we're gonna get the message verbatim. And hummingbird and the moon. Okay, we'll take those 4. Number 10, the moon. Yeah, reset of the cycles. Number 10. And yeah, it's the full moon in the middle. What do we have? Full moon in Cancer, right? And then we have the hummingbird. living a moment, you know, the enjoying the pleasures of life, finding the things to enjoy, be so like in fully engaged with the present moment, like the hummingbird. I know that, and this is the number 26 again, number 26, which is the number 8, the manifestation of the sweetness, right? There is a whole world to experience, you know. Why focus on the things that don't taste good, that don't look good, don't feel good, you know, like that guy, the trader, right? You don't have to trade with him if you don't wanna, you know. There are plenty others, right? The giving and receiving, everybody's got something to give, right? So yeah, with the hummingbird, and we can see the full moon, right? This is, to me, all of these cards speak to me of the Cancer full moon, apart from the council, because we have the new moon. So yes, there could be new moon in Capricorn, it could be the eclipse, right? So the council. And also we've just, obviously, we just had the final new moon of 2025, final lunation, which was the new moon in Sagittarius, conjunct the Galactic Federation, the Galactic Center, right? So here we have the Council of Light wanting to speak to us, you know, but it is in that void, you know. It's not gonna come through like, oh yeah, you know, it's gonna be on television or something. No, it's gonna come from within. The wisdom is within you. The wisdom of the ancestors, right, is within you. It's in your body, it's in your soul, it's in your heart. And then yeah, how do you feel? The lunations, the moon cycles, it's always changing, always moving. And this is 37, number 10, the reset. We are becoming someone different. And the hummingbird, I'm feeling that I should maybe read about the hummingbird, what this particular deck wants to say about the hummingbird. Let's see if I can find it real quick. The mystical shaman, the hummingbird. Yeah, because here in Mexico, hummingbirds are big, you know. I mean, big, not big as a size, but people are really connected to hummingbirds as a guide, spirit guides. So let's see, hummingbird. The essence, despite being so little, hummingbirds are great journeys, migrating between North and Central or South America to feed from the summer nectar. This gentle creature can be fiercely territorial to protect its home. Hummingbird teaches us to be gentle to ourselves and protect our personal space. So this is about boundaries. Hummingbird invites you to embark on your epic quest, bypass the dung pile of old pain and hurts, head for the flowers and learn to trust the calling you hear ever so softly. The invitation, the buzzing you feel is the sound of your hummingbird wings preparing you to say yes to a new adventure. This is not the time to linger on what has gone wrong, but to trust in the rightness of the moment and take bold action. Trust that success is assured, even if you must face tests and challenges, right? But we have this courage card, so don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Trust. To reach your destination, know that all will be well, because the all is in the small. This is the medicine. This mighty being comes to teach you stillness in motion and to trust your inner knowing that the sweetest nectar is assured. Failing to act when the moment is right can spoil your journey. If you feel your safety, comfort, or day-to-day survival are more important than saying yes to the invitation to explore the unknown, you will have to work much harder to achieve what is being offered to you freely now. Still your mind, even in the mindset of your very hectic schedule, and heed the gentle voice that calls to you to test new wings. Yeah, that's the number 10. So yeah, I feel with the new moon in Sagittarius on the galactic center, we got the opportunity to see this new story. And of course, because there were all the squares present, so many squares, squared by Saturn, squared by Neptune, it was saying like we have to change the way we live, to change we experience reality. There is so much more to be explored, so much nectar to be enjoyed. So why are we still choosing this way? So yeah, the Galactic Council is giving us the invitation for more light, more joy, more happiness in our life. And then yeah, through all the lunations that are connected to Jupiter at the moment until the end of June, We have the opportunity to expand with the new moon, to see the new, with the full moon, to see the illumination, you know, the full moon, the clarity, to gain the clarity with regards to the area of our life, with regards to the archetype of, yes, this is who I wear, but I don't have to keep being this way. I don't have to keep playing this role. I can choose something different, right? Use the wisdom, the discernment, the wisdom of the ancestors, right? That I will also see it from the higher perspective. If I keep going on this way, where am I gonna get? You know, is it going to take me closer to where I wanna go or not? So yeah, I feel that there is a lot of opportunities to change with every lunar cycle, to embark on this new journey closer to where you want to go, you know, the new adventure going forward to this light of delight. And there is so much potential for that. We just have to have the courage to take the first step, to trust your heart, because there is this new earth. Trust your heart, new earth that is being born. Right. Okay, so now I understand why we had to pick that one, to amplify the message of the sacred destiny. All right, I am still going to use this deck, which is called the Oracle of Delphi. It's one of my soul deck. I might use the booklet. Let's see what comes out. So this is like the prophecies, right? The prophecies. The Oracle of Delphi, what is your message for the year 2026 on this 111 portal day, which is all about creation? So what are we creating as the potential for 2026? Okay, we have 3 cards. Wow. Okay, we have the Priestess. Begin, perceive, predict, prophesize. The number 1, right? You already know. This is like the High Priestess. You already know. Look at the crescent moon. You already know. The Teacher. Learn, upskill, educate, prepare. Yeah. Wherever you... Oh. What is that? The owl, right? The owl. You're being guided to whatever you need to know, whatever you need to learn in order to get where you're going. And here the Seeker. Expose, heed, appraise, face. Number 42. Number balance. Yeah, seeking the deeper connection with all that is. We are learning how to connect. We are learning to trust our own intuition, to begin a new way of being. And at the bottom we have Spirit, number 11, Spirit. Renew, detox, purify and cleanse, number 11. 1-1 portal, number 11. So yeah, just from these, begin to learn and expose that which is no longer in alignment, and renew. So yeah, for me, like when I put these cards together without reading the description on the card, it's to learn to live in a new way. Learn to live in a new way, which is more connected to your intuition, and also the passion, right? The red, the orange, the passion to create life of joy that is in alignment with your heart, with your purpose, and which is more in alignment with the spirit of who you are. You're not just the body, you are not just the soul. You are currently having a human experience as a soul, right? So the two collaborating, number 11, number 2, collaborating and co-creating together. And the Seeker, yeah, things have to come to balance. This is also with the Saturn moving out of Pisces, because Saturn is the karma, moving out of Pisces, having the opportunity to let go of that which is no longer allowing you to live this different type of life, which is more intuitively led and which is more in alignment with your soul's desire, and therefore more fulfilling and more satisfactory and more meaningful. So let's see, maybe I'll just read a little bit. So yeah, let's start with the Priestess then. The Priestess. Yeah, the number 1. Again, we have the number 1, and we have the number 11, the 1-1. And the number 6. We had the 12 and 21, number 6. Okay, gosh, how long is just the... All right, here we go. I'm just gonna do the beginning. Priestess, this one. Today is a new day and a fresh cycle begins. As the tides flow and the crescent moon glows, the Priestess ignites sparks of creative insight. So this is a high priestess of Apollo, channels universal wisdom to open you to the divine. On either side of her stand two golden pillars marking the portal to her mystical temple, the temple of Apollo. Read between the lines to see the higher. Your cyclic nature, authentic essence, and higher calling support your priestess mission. There is a strength in your gentleness, so embrace your softness, just like the hummingbird, right? Dear heart, your actions will have the most impact when you lead with compassion, love, and profound sense of spiritual service. Read between the lines to see the higher perspective. Remember, the things that broke your heart also opened your eyes. Feel your emotions without judgment to transmute pain, past pain into peace. Most of the darkness in your life is because you are blocking your own light by undervaluing your brilliance. Step forward and embrace your crown of spiritual service. Honor your body, tap into the anxious mysteries, and become a clear and poised channel for the spirit. The oracle's prophecy is leadership opportunities opening for you, chakra crown, higher consciousness, and devotional service. Talisman, the priestess wears a red robe denoting feminine life force. She holds a laurel spring that signifies Apollo's love for humanity. Faith in action step, foretell the future. Scry, look deeply into a crystal ball or other reflective object or surface to visualize significant insights. Alignment activation, honor your sacredness and announce with conviction, I trust my connection to the divine. Intuitive messages flow freely to me. I have clear psychic visions that guide my higher mission. Aho, to that. Okay, so that was our priestess. Now we have the teacher. The teacher number 31, which is number 4. We already had the number 4, which was the truth. May the truth be the pillar on which you build your life. All right, the truth. Here we go. Well, not the truth. This one is called something different. The teacher. Here with the owl. True leadership is heart-centered action and accomplishment, not status. Humility, clarity, and courage are essential elements to lead with your heart. Your hidden talents are rising to the surface to reveal your spiritual vocation. You are embarking on a quest to discover your innate assets and higher purpose in this lifetime. A calling to do meaningful work can be of service to humanity fuels your global mission. You are a vessel for the divine that unites others with their truth. Follow the path of your soul and dare to journey beyond the veil. Walking the bridge between the seen and unseen realms gives you boundless insight and experience to lead others. May you be called to teach others and share your knowledge of divination and sacred rituals with like-hearted souls. Mainstream training, mentoring, or coaching is also a strong possibility for you. Investing in your own learning will support you on this journey. Your effort will pay off in the form of gratifying new direction and career opportunities. And then soul mastery does not happen overnight. If you feel you could have handled things better, know that making mistakes doesn't undo the progress you made. Look back to see how far you have come, but don't look back in anger. Look back to heal and acknowledge how much you have learned through the growing pains. You may be guided to enroll in a course that lights you up. Embrace your ever-evolving journey of a scholar, educator, and spirit medium. Step up and shine. The oracle's prophecy, spiritual calling evolves your soul, chakra crown. Again, spiritual enlightenment, talisman, sacred scroll indicates higher learning. Talismanic scroll contains prayer invoking divination, divine protection. Faith in action, retreat and go within to discover pathways of higher wisdom. Reflect, read, study, and research to attain valuable knowledge. Alignment activation. I accept my sacred calling. I dedicate my service to universal wisdom and to the unending evolution of the soul. So that's what I feel, I was talking about that throughout 2025, the whole year, it's like the judgment, like being called into action, being called to take the space, the place that you came here to play, the true role, like take on take the action, being put into the position that we came here to play, that we came here to become. Okay, now the seeker, 42. And then we have one more, and then I'm just gonna pull the Major Arcana and end with that. So the Seeker, 42. You are the treasure hunter, awake, aware, and alert to the synchronistic signs. Consciously follow the labyrinth of self-discovery to find the hidden gems along the way. Pandora wants you to tread carefully and consider the potential consequences of your action before you make your next move. Once the door is open, where there is no turning back, ask yourself, am I playing with fire? Softly does it. Act upon your curiosity in a watchful and considered manner. Use careful judgment to ensure well-considered response. In other words, think and sense consciously before you speak and act. Every action has a reaction. This card also suggests there might be more than one answer to the solution to your solution to your predicament. Formulating a forward plan with grace, intuition, and thoughtfulness will produce a positive outcome. Measured curiosity fuels your playful and creative nature. As a resourceful and creative thinker, your intense curiosity makes you receptive to innovative ideas. Open your spiritual toolbox to intuit the most productive way onward and upward. And here we go. Oracle's prophecy: undercurrents create consequences. Chakra solar plexus governs personal freedom and choice. Talisman: Pandora's box of repercussions is a reminder of the virtues of willpower, thoughtful consideration, and patience. Faith in action step: uncover the truth. Do your diligence. Face up to the part you played in a situation and the subsequent result. Alignment activation: I trust that I will make the right choice moving forward. I understand that my actions create outcomes. So yeah, I feel this is about cleaning up the mess, right? Cleaning up the mess from the past and just like being conscious about the choices we are making using the discernment, right? Sorry, it's really hot in here. Okay, let's see about the last card, the Spirit. The final card, the card number 11, Spirit. All right, renew, detox, purify, and cleanse. Come bath in these sacred waters, submerge in this sanctified spring of liquid light to release any debris from the past. Arise feeling refreshed. This kind of is like comes together, right? Become aware of maybe where we didn't make the right choices, but they guided us to be where we are and become who we are. And then we have the opportunity to purify, release it. Gracefully floating along the luminescent water, you become fully aware of your own multifaceted beauty. Spirit resides in everything, including you. Awaken your senses to harmonize with living light energy. Open your eyes to your sacredness and inner light, regardless of any perceived imperfections. Reclaim your inherent gifts, and your natural beauty will be revealed for all to appreciate. This awareness of your own inner beauty and light creates a new sense of confidence that makes you magnetic to others. Strengthen your connection with Spirit. It is time to leave muddy puddles behind and seek fresh water. Salty tears wash and clear away any pain to make space for blessed beginnings. Release any past hurts, numbing distractions, and sabotaging patterns to thrive once more. Surrender liberates your spirit and clarifies your higher purpose and pathways. You are ready for fresh start. It's interesting because this is the 11 and then we started with the 1, which was the beginning, right? You are ready for fresh start and a cleaner, healthier way of living. The sky is literally the limit. If you can adopt a more positive outlook, you soar into the clear light of love and become the change you wish to see. Nature revives your spirit and excites your soul. It's time to get inspired about the change of seasons, the whir of the ocean, a glorious sunset, the scent of rain, and magic of starry nights. The oracle's prophecy: clear as crystal, you know what to do. Arise, fresh. Chakra crown: intuitive transmission of pure source wisdom. Talisman: white feathers are sign that your spirit guides are nearby and giving you soft nudges of reassurance and love. Faith in action steps: swim in the ocean, pour a luxurious bath, visit a waterfall, lake, or similar to purify your mind, body, and soul. Alignment activation: I plunge into liquid light of liberation to flick the activation switch. I am a clear conduit for spirit, and my soul light shines bright. So after reading of that, we go back to the same thing. It's time to begin living life differently, more in alignment with the spirit, purify and let go of all the wrong choices or mistake we've done, not just personally, but as a humanity, right? Learn from it, learn from it. If there is something more to learn on this level, then yeah, take course, whatever. But this is more for allow the wisdom of your soul to come, because everything happened for a reason, to help us to learn, to help us to experience that, right? So then if we experience something that is not desirable, then we can learn from that and not have made the choice again, right? Pandora, right? The curiosity killed the cat. So all the things that we as a humanity did because we just wanted to know what it feels like, right? What would be this experience like? Well, let's learn from the things that didn't serve us and start afresh in deeper connection with the spirit, with who we really are. So it's like moving from this way of living, which is very 3D, to a very different way of living, which we go back to what I started with, the consciousness, right? The splitting of consciousness, or the way of perceiving reality. That's the split, because the consciousness is expanding, and not everybody is here for that. If you are, then you know. All right, and the final message from Major Arcana, and we close with that. All right, Major Arcana, the final message. What is the guidance for 2026 on this 1/1 portal? Anyone? Okay, we have the Hanged Man, interesting. We have the number 12 and 21. Now here is the Hanged Man. Yeah, things are not what they seem. You know, everything we're experiencing is helping us to connect, right? To become more enlightened in the physical body. I mean, we're already enlightened as a spirit, but yeah, to have the opportunity to see and perceive reality differently, you know, because I've been saying this all my life, we're living in an inverted reality. Nothing is what it really seems. So when we connect deeper with the spirit, with our intuition, with our heart, we start seeing things more clearly. So the Hanged Man, and that's the number 12, the co-creation with the spirit and co-creation of a new earth. And then, yeah, the death of the old ways, number 13, which is the number 4, right? Because the truth is rising. We cannot hide anymore, the truth. And yeah, the Chariot, learning to trust yourself, you know, that's the Cancer card, learning about who you really are. You are the child of the universe, the star, right? And the conscious and the unconscious, and you are in charge of both. And the final card, perfect. I mean, you can't even make this up. The star, yeah, the potential of who we can be, the future you that already exists, but in order we have to let the old go. Cannot be both, right? Look, that's so perfect. I mean, the unconscious, the old version of you, which is living in the unconscious, so you can become conscious of who you really are, who you came here to be. And for that, we need to see things differently. Yeah, experience life differently, more in connection. The Neptune, understand things that are not understood by the mind or can't be. So anyway, guys, hour just passed, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone who's been subscribed to my channel, following me, watching my video, or booking any of my services. By the time this is airing or premiering, my Christmas sale will be almost over, but if you want to take advantage, you still might have time. So I'm probably going to change the prices sometime on the 2nd, so if you would like to take advantage, then do so. And yeah, I look forward to co-creating with you all and connecting with you all throughout 2026. Let's see where that's gonna lead us as each person individually and us as a collective. And with that, I wish you all a wonderful 2026. Best wishes for all the areas of life, and yeah, maybe meet again in peace 1 year from now. Much love everyone, and bye for now.